Sidestepping one, sidestepping two. That is
Hello and welcome to Pure Football Talk with Dio. I'm just gonna do a quick. This is gonna be a very quick video just to talk about the game of last night, which was Newcastle versus Liverpool. It was an interesting game, a thrilling game. It was a typical example about the Premier League, and I would say it was really unfortunate for Newcastle to have lost that game. But aside that, it was really good to watch. So much going on in the game, so much fighting spirit by Newcastle. It's just like what we saw against United versus Arsenal, where United played all the football but ended up losing the game. Same thing happened last night. Like Newcastle did not deserve to actually lose that game. In fact, they didn't deserve to actually go 2-0 down, because up until that point they were still the better side, especially when Gravenberch grabbed the first goal. They were the ones who were dominating the game. They absolutely bullied Liverpool throughout the first half, or for a large majority of the first half, up until the 35th minute. From minute 1 to the 35th minute, it was all Newcastle, and the game plan worked perfectly. But the sloppy mistake by Anthony Gordon, the sloppy mistake by Anthony Gordon that got him sent off was really, it was a poor challenge. But we've seen something similar, like, well, not that kind of challenge, but I think it was last season when Anthony Gordon was through on goal. The goalkeeper saved it, caught the ball, and then he was trying to go on the press again, and then Van Dijk barged into him and hit him on the face. He went down. VAR did not do anything. They just let that slide. Liverpool got away with a lot of potential red cards last season, and unfortunately, luck was not on Newcastle side. Newcastle side were a bit rough as well. Arsenal have been at the receiving end of some of those in the past, where it went in the favor of Newcastle. That's just football for you, Premier League. Sometimes we wish that the PGMOL would do better, but here we are. We always have something to talk about in terms of the referees. We all know that the referees in the Premier League are really substandard. They need to improve. But we keep clamoring for that, but nothing ever happens. But anyways, that aside, don't let the referee performance so far, the history of the English Premier League referees, ruin what we saw yesterday. Kudos to Newcastle. You guys did really well. Credit to the winner, who was scored by Ngumoa. Brilliant finish, calm, composed. 17-year-old kid, I think, to come on the pitch when his team, Liverpool, champions of last season, were chasing the game, or were not chasing the game, but trying to stay in the game, try to survive, and to go ahead and score the winner. Big credit to him, and the guy's destined for for great things. I wasn't really pleased with this Ancelot's comment about the fact that he's not sure if what we saw yesterday was football. There were a lot of long balls, set pieces, long throw-ins. I'm really disappointed personally. I don't know about other people, but I am disappointed with that comment, because it's a bit disrespectful. Every team has their style of play. You can't criticize teams for their style of play. Newcastle saw that was the way they could, absolutely dominate the game. It's a game tactics. You don't expect people to play your way or play in a way that suits you so that you can win the game. Teams are going to come up with different tactics in order to win the game. That's why we watch football. The diversity of tactics, the diversity of teams, different style of play. You can't knock another team down for their style of play. That doesn't make any sense. Ancelot need to take that back, to be honest, because in my opinion, it's really disrespectful to the team or to the opponent, whoever. It might not be Newcastle. I'm sure other teams are going to deploy different tactics against Liverpool, or could be anybody. But you can't blame them for the style of play. You need to give credit to them for coming up with that solution to be able to play you that well and almost won the game. You can't criticize them for their style of play. Even Thierry tried to correct the comments that he made, in the sense that Thierry said something like, myself and Carragher played against this kind of tactics in the past. But he doubled down and said, no, I'm not sure this is football. But anyways, I just feel that's unfair and doesn't make any sense. You should respect the other teams. You've spent almost 200 million on one or two players. That's almost the whole of Newcastle squad put together. You expect them to play in the same way you play? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Different teams, especially teams that are not up to, that are not the top spending teams, are going to come up with different solutions to try and win games, to get points from games. You can't come out and say that's not football. Who are you to define football? Football has been played for decades. What am I saying? For many years. And you just started coaching when you want to start defining what football should look like, or the style of football teams should play. Who are you, Han? So, bro, try and take a chill pill. With all due respect to Ancelot, is done well at Liverpool, but don't get cocky. You are not the one to define the style of play teams should deploy against, especially your team. teams are going to come up with different solutions to be able to beat you on the pitch. You can't tell them. So far is within the confine of the law of football. That's tactics. That's football tactics for you, which is right. Anyways, moving on. I'd like to point out some of the decisions that actually went against Newcastle. I feel Newcastle as well could potentially have seen a red card given in their favor. One is the tackle, the two-footed tackle from behind by Gravenberch on, I think it was Bruno Guimaraes. I think, yeah, I put up the video, this video on Bruno Guimaraes, two-footed tackle. It was high, almost almost at knee height. That should be a red card from behind, in my opinion. But nothing. VAR checked it, they cleared it. Same thing again in the box. That I think it was a corner kick. Gravenberch again, grabbing. He completely grabbed it with his two hands. Grabbed what's his name, Joelinton in the box. He fell to the ground. The referee was right in front of that. He could see that. He doesn't need VAR. He could see that. He was seeing that in real time. Gave nothing. VAR as well. Gave nothing. VAR reviewed it. Did not see any reason to call the referee back to that. But we see the tackle on which is Anthony Gordon on Van Dijk. It was a bad challenge. No doubt about that. But that's what we're talking about, consistency. Let the referees, be fair. Let there be consistency. You see, you've given that as a red card now. There was a potential red card before that incident. Just be fair. The referees in the Premier League need to work on their decision making. You can't give that and not give the other. You need to be fair in terms of, you give that, you make sure you give the other one as well. And then I think there was another incident, potential red card again, which was a foul on Burns by Konate, where he shoved him with his two hands. It was true on goal. It might still be out of the penalty area, but he's the last man. If he didn't shove him, it's going to get to that ball. The referee gave nothing. The referee ended up booking Bruno Guimaraes because he protested and said that should have been a card at least on Konate. Nothing happened. Well, those are my takes from the game, but I just feel Liverpool did well to get the win, but Newcastle were the unfortunate side to have lost the game. But it was a really, really good game of football. No one should listen to Anslot. It's talking rubbish. That is the football we know. We who have watched the Premier League for so long, we know this is the kind of... It's not just in the Premier League alone, but this is what we see. We see this regularly in the bread. That is football. That is the Premier League. That's Premier League heritage. And that's why we love this league. So Anslot, please take that back. That's not a good way. That's not a professional way to talk about another football club who has just tried their best. Vertu was on the pitch. Ekitike was on the pitch. Van Dijk was on the pitch. Those names alone, the money you spent on just those 3 or 4 players could buy the whole Newcastle side. And you're trying to even take their star striker again in Alexander Isak. I don't know what else you want. You want people to just fall down and let you just roll them over every time? Come on, man. And slots, do better. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button as well. Share the video. And do come back to watch some of my other videos as well. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.